Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach anywhere under the sun. Reason why? Because there's no such coaching program like my coaching program anywhere on the internet. For the simple reason is because I designed it for the last 8 years that I've been coaching people of all walks of life. I've been on YouTube for a year and a half now, close to a year and a half. And I've met all sorts of people in my coaching, especially off of YouTube, and I really enjoy helping people. All information for me is below. I coach in different packages. The idea is to spend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me for the full program to be covered so that you never need another coach again. And if you show up to work, if you're open and honest, if you're open to suggestions, and you are definitely interested in transforming your world, transforming your reality, and creating the outcome that you really want. This is the type of eagerness I love to work with. Okay. If you are interested in booking coaching with me, you have the choice between audio exchange, Zoom sessions, or phone calls. And the phone call package, it comes in two versions. Phone call Deluxe, which is more hand-holding than any other coaching program that I have, or just phone calls. Okay, so all the descriptions are on my website. The links are all below. If you have any questions, please email me. And if you need to book an hour with me prior to booking the monthly coaching, you can also do that, and I can apply that hourly fee towards the monthly coaching. So I felt inspired to share this audio today. It's kind of a story time, but the subject of today is the magic you do on them is purely mental. Okay, so we're talking about SPs, and a lot of people come to me with their SP problems. Okay, and it could be two of the scenarios that is happening right now. Either your whole life is kind of a shit show, okay, let's be honest, or things are okay, things are working out for you, and the only problem is the SP problem, okay? Now, in either case, you have work to do, because the reason that problem shows up or many problems exist in your life truly depends on the kind of drama, trauma, panorama we have to process in my coaching, okay? And what that means basically is a lot of things that have happened in the past with you, and the things that you've been through basically are still with you, and you're operating from that belief system. Okay, but a lot of you come to me in coaching to coach with me because of SPs, and here's the main problem. If I was to pinpoint one general idea that people have, the similarity, the common thread, if you will, is the lack of confidence, the lack of self-love, the lack of magnetism, and not investing in yourself, not making yourself the priority in your world. Okay, your energy is going out too much towards that SP. You're too obsessed, you're too eager, you're too hung up on this person. And that's the number one mistake. Okay, so that's the biggest mistake you can ever make. I don't care how wonderful this person is. This is the biggest mistake people make. Investing in yourself is the best thing that you can ever do in life, okay? I don't care how old you are. I don't care who you are. I don't care what has happened up until now in your life, or what has been going on, what is happening now. You need to start investing in yourself. In parentheses here, for those of you who, keep telling me, I wish I could afford your coaching. My darling, it's, where there's a will, there's a way. And if you really want it bad enough, it will manifest. Okay, that's all I have to say to you, because let me tell you something, my coaching will produce tremendous dividends in your life. And I'm not bragging on me. I'm simply bragging on the program that I've developed, because the process works every single time if you're working it. And so the story I want to tell you is about my first boyfriend. It's a really good example because I was 16 at the time, and I think he was turning 21. Okay, so he was like 6 years older than me, or no, That's 5 years older. And essentially, he was the type of guy who, kind of like hung out with a lot of musicians and wore like leather jackets and was smoking cigarettes and, kind of like cool, listening to Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and all that kind of jazz. And my sister kind of like knew him. They were friends. She had a crush on him, la la la. But I mean, she's younger than me, so nothing could really happen. It was too much of an age gap. And, parenthesis here, I did ask her permission to eventually like go out with him because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. But essentially, he had this kind of persona about him where he was like the cool guy, kind of playing that he could get any girl, la la la. Well, for me at 16, I had already, started modeling at 15. I've lived in France. I've lived in Italy. Okay, I've moved around. And at the time that he met me, I already had a lot of shit going on, right? So I was like making clothes, my first like clothes that I made for myself. And I was not at all impressed with his air of, I'm the coolest shit that you've ever seen in your life, right? So when people tell me like, oh, you don't understand this guy, he's the guy of my dreams, or this is the girl of my dreams, my thing, honestly, in my coaching and my philosophy in life, you have to become the person of your fucking dreams, all right? And everybody else is kind of like an accessory to your life. Truth be told, this is how you really have to see things, because investing too much in being liked by someone is the biggest mistake that you can ever make. I don't care who it is, right? You have to be about yourself. You have to be about the things that you like, your projects. You have to have interests in life that are outside this person so that you can be an equal partner and bring something interesting into the relationship, okay? Otherwise, it becomes, honestly, between you and I, okay, really fucking boring really quick. Okay, and energetically, you're not so magnetic. Now, imagine, like, you yourself would not be attracted to a person who's like, all about you 24/7 and energetically even chasing you nonstop and this, that, and the other. Okay, that is not attractive at all, at all, at all. And so my point is that this guy came from this, impression that he's going to like totally, I don't know, sweep me off my feet or something. And the opposite happened because he was doting on me. Like nobody was recognizing him, okay? His friends were like, what the fuck did you do to this person, to our friend, okay? My sister was like, oh my God, I've never seen him act with any other girl like this, etc., etc. And eventually, in a year's time, I decided to come to New York, and we basically had to, I told him, I broke the news to him, and he was like crying like crazy. And, to me, I was just doing me, right? So it wasn't like I didn't love him. It wasn't like I didn't care. I cared very much, but my priority was, as a teenager, I'm really actually proud to say that I had my shit together and I had goals in life, right? So, I had this, determination of doing me, and I was like, I am not staying because of you. So if you need to come with me, or if you need to figure your shit out, that's what needs to happen. And unfortunately, it didn't happen, or fortunately, I should say now, because he became so obsessed with me, so obsessed beyond reason, that he, literally was calling me like every single day. Okay, when I was in New York, when I first moved, he was begging me, he was crying, like to the point where I literally lost interest. Okay, so it was an extreme, but essentially like he was so wrapped around my finger that, it was no longer attractive to me, and it was a completely different person that I thought I was getting into a relationship with. Now, taking this story and fast forward like maybe 10 years from that point, okay, I actually ended up calling him one day and saying, hey, I'm really sorry, if I caused you pain, because he was like threatening suicide and this and that. I'm like, calm down, And he was still like, he was already married with a child, and he literally told me, if you want me, I'll abandon them and I'll come and be with you. I'm like, no, that is absolutely stupid. I do not want you to do that. I just called you as a human to human. But he again, like, was so still obsessed with me, because, there was just some kind of situation with him and I, where he remembered this girl who was totally, like, totally magically overtook him or whatever. And so the point of the story really is because I never gave up my positions in life. I never settled. I never, checked with him, oh, what do you think I should do? Never did that fucking happen. I lived my life, okay? And even though I was very young and inexperienced, I knew that I had to do things in life and I had to invest in myself, okay? And because of this, I was irresistible towards him. And he completely changed from being like this playboy to being so wrapped around my finger that I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't even want you anymore. Okay, like, man up, like, grow up here, please. So there are different, like, parallels in this story. You could be like right now acting like my ex, okay, my first boyfriend, or you can twist the story around and start acting like I was acting. Okay, at that time, I was very convinced. I mean, I was already taking acting classes and this and any other. I had a lot of things going on. Okay, basically, this is what my confidence came from. When I got to New York, however, I started meeting different people, and I don't know what happened. I think I was just intimidated by, being in a new country and just meeting different people. And I, for some time, okay, for a few years, I forgot who the fuck I was. All right, well, was a period of like 5-6 years, and during that time I ended up meeting a lot of people who I became a people pleaser towards, like completely surrendering my truth and not doing what I wanted to do, and things turned to shit, okay, in relationships for me. So this is how important this is. The magic that you do on them is purely mental, because if you position yourself in this strong posture of being the ruler of your universe, of having your shit together, of investing in yourself, of having your shit going on, and they're just literally coming along on a ride with you, then the story will play out the way you want it to. If you're depending on approval of anybody's, okay, anybody other than your SP, whoever, anybody at all, you're in deep doo-doo. Okay, you need to establish your own rules in your reality. You need to flip the script. Okay, you need to completely change the story from being like a victim and a martyr of your past programming. Okay, yes, it's very powerful. The programming doesn't mean that you're not more powerful, because the programming is the programming, but you're the chooser of what kind of program you're going to adhere to. Okay, you need to remember who you really are, and you need to start playing by new rules. All right, you need to take back all your energy, and you need to direct the arrows of the energy towards yourself. And I'm very happy that you liked my chalkboard presentation. I might have one tomorrow about this particular subject, the arrows of energy. I agree, visuals do help, so I will create this presentation for you in order for you to really understand how it really works. It's metaphysics. It's a pretty kind of like mathematically precise situation where the less you give, right, when you don't overwhelm the person with so much, they are then giving to you. When you're bombarding and chasing energetically or in physicality, you don't get the result that you want because you're insecure, you're fearful, you don't know who you are, you don't know that you don't need to move a finger to create the outcome you want. Doesn't mean that you have to be an asshole. I was not an asshole to my ex at all. It's just that I had my shit together and he quite frankly did not. All of his facade of being the tough guy was just that, a fucking facade. And I bet you money, a lot of your SPs is just a facade of them preferring somebody else, of them being so, inaccessible and out of reach and blah, 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 blah. Why? Because you created this version of them because you're insecure and they're your mirror, so thus you got this fucking, result that you got, right? So your job is to go in okay? And start examining what the fuck makes you happy, not this person. This person is not the answer to your happiness. I have news for you. It's a nice accessory, like I said, okay? And maybe people, I'm sure, will have a problem with this statement, but nevertheless, it's just a fucking accessory. They're not supposed to be the reason for your happiness. You're supposed to be the reason for your happiness, and they're just coming along on a ride, like I said. Are they a nice accessory, pretty to look at, pretty to play with, pretty to be around? Absolutely. Nevertheless, they're just an accessory. They're an actor in your play. Stop giving away so much power to just another actor in your play, albeit a very important one. It is only when you take back the reins into your hands that you start experiencing reality on your terms and nobody else's. And then I really don't care what this person has done. You can turn it around so much that you would hardly believe you're looking at the same person. All right. Thank you very much for listening. All the information from me again is below. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.